I'm Louise Bedford. I'm a trader and the author of 5 best-selling books on the financial markets. You might also know me as the host of the Talking Trading podcast at talkingtrading.com.au. Oh, and I'm also a behavioural finance expert with degrees in both psychology and business. Now, you might be wondering why trading psychology is such a big deal, right? Well, here's the thing. When you're just starting out in the markets, it's easy to think that your success will all come down to the trading system that you use, but sooner or later, you'll realize that your mindset is actually a major factor in your results. If you keep thinking the same old way, you'll just keep getting the same old outcomes. The good news is the research shows that you can totally learn how to control your own psychology. It's not some mystical gift that only certain people have. Anyone can do it. You just need to cultivate a growth mindset, that's all. Carol Dweck, the author of Mindset, The New Psychology of Success, talks about 2 kinds of mindsets that people can have: fixed and growth. Here's what each of these looks like and how they can impact your trading. A fixed mindset person sees challenges as scary and tries to avoid them. They give up easily when they hit obstacles. They think effort is pointless. They ignore criticism instead of using it to improve, and they feel threatened by the success of others. On the other hand, a person with a growth mindset embraces challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. They keep going even when things are tough. They see effort as a path to mastery. They learn from criticism and use it to improve. And they find inspiration in the success of others. When you've got a growth mindset, you know that you can always learn and improve, and every challenge is a chance to get better, and you're not intimidated by other people's success. In fact, you're inspired by it. Researchers say that up to 95% of our actions are determined by our subconscious, and this means that sometimes we can do totally counterintuitive things because we haven't got ourselves into alignment at a very deep core level. Plus, when you add into the equation how our new brain and our old brain work together, things can even get more complicated. You see, even in today's world, our innate fight, flight, or freeze responses still govern very much of our own behaviour, and when presented with a threatening situation, we may find ourselves wanting to fight our way out or run away or freeze. These responses are part of the reinforcement sensitivity theory in psychology, and they're the core defenses that are at the basis of almost all of the emotions we feel. However, these responses may not always be helpful when it comes to navigating a confusing or a threatening market. From an evolutionary psychology perspective, these responses are controlled by our lizard brain, and that's an area deep in the center of our brain, and it kept our ancient ancestors alive long enough to procreate. Even though we spend most of our time in front of a computer and not running from predators, we still experience psychological threats that trigger our defense mechanisms. These threats could be to our ego, our identity, or even the way we wish our partner saw us. Our old brain is at the very middle of our brain, and it's pre-verbal, responsible for very primitive responses, and in essence, it's looking like this in your brain. Our new brain wraps around the old brain, and it's responsible for more logical thinking, structured, detailed responses, everything that is a higher level function, and that's what makes us a very clever human being. To overcome our basic primal emotions, it's really important to pre-consider and think things through and practice your behavior until it becomes second nature. By doing that, you're not just acting on instinct, you're also using your advanced cognition to improve your life. But this can be tiring, especially when you start out because things don't feel like second nature to you. As a trader, it's completely normal to feel exhausted by the day-to-day grind, especially after you've been doing it for a while. The repetition and the need for high concentration can take a toll. On top of that, unexpected market shocks can really throw you for a loop, whether it's a big win or a big loss. But don't worry. Being a successful trader means learning how to recover from these setbacks and building recovery techniques into your routine. Think of building in recovery breaks as a performance enhancement tool that will keep you at the top of your game. One of my favourite quotes comes from Jesse Livermore. He's a famous trader, and in 1940 he said, "Keep stress at bay. Act in all ways to keep the mind clear and your judgment correct. I did all I could to achieve this in my physical life by going to bed early, eating and drinking lightly, taking exercise, and demanding silence in the office." Jesse knew a thing or two about trading. So take care of yourself, both physically and mentally, and remember to build in recovery techniques into your trading routine. So here is your homework. I want you to have a serious think about these questions. Firstly, how can I build in a pause before making a decision? Number 2, what can I do to calm myself down when I can feel my emotions stir while looking at my positions? Number 3, is it possible for me to make my key trading decisions when the markets aren't open so I can think with clarity? And number 4, how can I build in a macro and micro breaks into my trading routine so that I can recover from the pressure in the markets and stay loyal to my trading plan? Think about these simple ways to maintain clarity, and you're more likely to go the distance in the markets. And frankly, research shows that if you can stay in the markets long enough, you're more likely to find ways to become profitable. And that's the name of the game.